Hello and welcome to the Creative Kobold. I'm Gyra, and today I just want to show off some cool miniatures I got. Not a lot, just a handful, but yeah, they're all pre-painted. They're very nice. First of all, I want to start with these three. Got a tree and some other carnivorous plant monster. Really cool. This one's huge sized, this one's large sized. It's got a small face on there as well, and hands. So just really cool minis that I didn't have for my collection. There's also this little scamp who could work very well as either some halfling or gnome villager or just a human kid. These are from the Dungeon Crawler series of miniatures, and that's the same company that made this big Tarrasque mini, which is also pre-painted. And all of this you can also get unpainted, but you know, when you can get it pre-painted, you might as well. Also comes with large tongue thing. I don't really care much for that part, but I mean, it came with a mini. Either way, they were having a sale, so everything was like half off or something. Well, almost anything. I think the Tarrasque, or Behemoth as it's called, and a couple of other objects like their amazing Kraken mini, I think they were not half off, but they also had pretty good deals on them. I still love this mini. It's still one of the best Tarrasque designs. I don't really like the original or the official D&D Tarrasque design that much. I really like this design. It's I mean, it just speaks to me a lot more. There's also coming out an official Wizkids Tarrasque, but you know, it's roughly $400 from, you know, for a mass-produced Tarrasque, whereas this was, I think it was between $200 and $260 somewhere. Don't quite remember. Still, about 60% of the price for Wizkids mini. And I think it looks cooler. Also, this one is made from a small company, and I do like supporting small companies. So there's that. And of course, the Dungeons and Lasers for Kickstarter, the Encounters Kickstarter was just now, and there you get basically a free Tarrasque mini, but of course you have to put it together yourself and like assemble it, glue it, all that stuff, and paint it. And you also have to do a 99-euro pledge, but still that's pretty cheap, and it's also a very nice design. So that's another option. Doesn't come pre-painted like this though. So either way, this is, I think, the Botany Moth, and this is Living Tree. I don't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen. And this is the Scamp. Really love these minis, especially the Botany Moth. That's just awesome. Huge sized plant monster mini that can be definitely used for some boss encounter. Really looking forward to that. Next up is this big dude. So some of you Spawn fans out there, or McFarlane fans in general, might recognize this as the Violator Mega Fig from the Spawn universe. Now, I think the Violator is generally not as beefy as this, but this is a really cool figure. And I have plans to modify it quite a bit. So there's probably going to be a video about that. Either way, this was like $35. Yeah, McFarlane makes really, really cool stuff. And this one's going to turn into some sort of arch goristro, if you will. So that's gotta be fun. And finally, I have this. This is the Orcas miniature, the pre-painted Orcas miniature for the Icons line. Not the Icons of the Realms line, mind you, which Wizkids makes, but the Icons line from Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. This one came out in 2010. It was originally to come out in 2008, but they were unsure about how well it would sell, so they put it on ice and then they sold it in 2010 instead, in a limited quantity. So this Orcus is in the same line as this big red dragon, the colossal red dragon. And some of you might recognize this as one of the big collectibles when it comes to D&D miniatures. Might be the most expensive one. I was lucky to get this for cheap, basically about a tenth of what I would have to pay if I bought it on eBay. And the same thing kind of happened to this Orcas. It was on the same site, local listings here in Norway, and at least $100 cheaper than I would have to pay if I bought it on eBay. And the difference between these two is that this old colossal red miniature goes for a lot more, at least twice as much as Orcas here. However, there are like 3, maybe 4 times as many listings of this guy on eBay as there are of Orcas. The reason for that is that I believe this was sold in much lower quantities. Now, the Big Red is also a limited edition, apparently. However, the Orcas miniature has a numbered base. So we're going to open this up. It was open, or it had been opened before I bought it. There are some collectors that would get really annoyed if I opened this and it had not been opened before. But we're going to open this. So there we go. Here he is. Now there is a compartment underneath here where we have the base, and there is a stats card. This stats card was for the Dungeons and Dragons miniatures game, which I believe was a sort of skirmish game that Hasbro had, and all the miniatures for the old Dungeons and Dragons pre-painted line before Wizkids took over had stats for use in that miniatures game. I believe also that there should be stats for, I think one of these sites is 4th edition D&D stats. Either way, he's still connected to this box. I'm going to get him out of there, and we're going to have to, yeah, see under there. We're going to get those sorted out. Okay. There we go. Let's put these back there. And there we go. All right. Funny thing, this is technically a battle mat that you can use. And here we have the Orcas pre-painted miniature. Now, Wizkids have released an Orcas pre-painted miniature, which is pretty cool. I'm not so fan of how they put it in a flying position, and there's like this flying peg that goes up and it goes into its back, and I've seen that broken, and I'm just not a fan of Wizkids wanting to make every miniature fly. I mean, we got tabletop risers for that, so, you know, not that there aren't cool flying poses for a lot of miniatures, but I find it's unnecessary. So this is Orcas. I paid roughly $200 for him. That's a lot of money. Could have gotten some 100 miniatures for that amount, but you know, sometimes you find miniatures that you're willing to pay extra for. Unlike the Wizkids version, this Orcas has the Wand of Orcus with the spine design. Here's the thing. The original first edition Wand of Orcus was more like a scepter thing with a skull on top. And then at some point you got this version, which had the spine handle, which I think is very cool. And then in 5th edition you have the official art for Orcas, which the Wizkids mini is based on, where you have more like the scepter type Wand of Orcus again. Yet if you look in the magic items section, you will see the Wand of Orcus having this sort of shape with the spine design. So it's what's the Wand of Orcus supposed to look like? Is it the scepter type, or is it the spine skeletal thing? Hard to say. Maybe it's both. Maybe there are two Wands of Orcus. Who knows? Either way, I personally prefer this to the other. I think this is just a much cooler design. In addition, I really like this design for Orcas. I'm not too fond of the 5th edition design for Orcas. Kind of feels a bit bland to me personally. I like this one better. The only thing I would have liked with this to make it perfect was if he had more of a belly and just not muscles. But you know, that's just nitpicking. This is a very, very cool miniature, and I'm super happy to have it. And he fits right onto that base he comes with as well. I think the price tag for this guy was $80 back in the day. I don't know how many were made, but this one specifically is number 1091. 01091. So if anyone knows how many were made of these, let me know. I have been trying to find out, but either way, I really like this miniature. I'm also super happy that I was able to get it and at such a price. There are certain miniatures that I really want just as collectibles, though I will definitely use him in game as well. Miniatures are first and foremost game aids, but some miniatures are just extra nice collectibles, and this is one of those I really wanted. And with that, I have the 2 most expensive of the 5 icons miniatures, which means now I kind of have to get the remaining 3 icons, the Gargantuan blue, white and black, with Drizzt and Wulfgar for the white one, Icing Death. Either way, this was not a lot of minis, but some really cool ones. I also want to say thank you to my good friend Lars Thomas, who helped me get this Orcas miniature. Just thank you, Lars Thomas, for enabling my addiction. I would not be able to get this without you, and yeah, I'm just super happy with this. Oh, point of note, if you just want an Orcas miniature, there is the Wizkids one. There's also the Gale Force 9 unpainted one with Orcas seated on his throne, which is really cool. That one's unpainted. And I know that one of the big 3D STL companies just made an not Orcas, which is a very nice design as well. So there are possibilities on that front. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoy these miniatures. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on any of these. And you know, usual, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can see when I actually post in the community tab. I do post about good Kickstarters and sales and stuff on there. I can't make videos on everything, so make sure to do that. And I'll see you in the next video.